Okay, I got a much bigger concept to talk to you about here, but I thought I would at least show you. We're working on section or 5.1 Swyk 2. Okay, now this concept right here, I'm going to try. Yeah, it keeps going to go over to the side. All right, so focus on yourself on the right side of the screen right now. So we're talking about how the word logarithm and the word exponent go together. You've got to get that in your head. Of all the things that you can understand here, this is a major important one. Logarithm means exponent. Now, we can write things in two different forms. Logarithmic form, I just abbreviated that, log form, and then exponential form. Okay? We have to be able to switch back and forth between the two. If you can't do that, this is going to be a real rough chapter. Okay? This whole concept of logarithm is very, very important. Okay, now, I'm pretty sure that you guys know that 2 to the third power is equal to 8. All right? You know, that's 2 times 2 times 2 is equal to 8, right? 2 to the third. Well, the 2 represents what we call the base, okay? The 3, that's obviously your exponent. And the thing that equals is referred to as the argument, okay? The argument. Now, how does that transfer over to the logarithmic form? Well, and I'm going to put a line here just so you kind of understand, and I'm going to get rid of this line here in a second. But I want you to understand something. LOG is on that line. Then there's a box that's below that. It's going to look like a subscript. And then there's going to be a number. That's going to be at the same level as the LOG. And then there's an equal sign. And then there's another number on the other side, which is also at the same level. So the only thing that's not at the same level as LOG is that little subscript. So let me get rid of that line so you can understand what I'm talking about. So the little subscript, that's the base. All right, so that's 2. Since the word logarithm means exponent, that would put the 3 on the other side, which only leaves me with one box left, and that is the argument. So, when you're at a party, and you want to read this out loud, you know, because that's kind of cool stuff that happens at parties. Now, don't sit there and go, Mr. Steven, what kind of parties do you go to? Okay, I go to normal parties. Okay, just normal parties. Okay. Anyway, log base 2 of 8 equals 3. Log base 2 of 8 equals 3. That's how you want to read it so you don't get thrown out of the party. People are kind of mean about that stuff. Log base 2 of 8 equals 3. Okay? These two things say the exact same thing, just in a different way. Now, you might say to yourself, well, Mr. Staley, we've never done that before in our lives, right? Okay, well, that's not true because have you ever seen an equation that looks like this? X plus 5 equals 2 and x equals 5 minus 2. Don't those two equations say the exact same thing? Yes, they do, but they're in different forms. One is involving addition, one is involving subtraction. They're the exact same thing. Wait a second. I messed up. Oh, that's horrible, Mr. Staley. Gee, many Christmas. What kind of human being are you? I'm going to get thrown out of the party. I'm telling you right now. If I let crap like that go. All right, let's zoom in on the actual problems here and start our discussion. So when you look at this, I'm asking you in this Swyk 2 to write it in logarithmic form. I did draw that orange line in there, and that obviously is just to kind of designate and show you how that subscript is lower. The base is 4. Remember, logarithm equals exponent, so the exponent is 2. That goes on the other side. That only leaves you with one thing left, 16. Done with that question. That is the actual answer. They just wanted you to write it in logarithmic form. So, nothing too terribly complicated about this question. Let's do another one. Base is 9. Oops, lock and load. Ooh, I better base is 9, exponent is 3, argument is 729. So there it is. Log base 9 of 729 equals 3. That's it. There's nothing more to that question. They just want me to write it in log form. Okay? So over and over again here, folks. Base is 3. Exponent -2. Argument that it equals 1/9. So log base 3 of 1/9 equals -2. Now we will go backwards to the other form too. We will start with log form and go back to the other form here. Can't remember if that comes up right. Gee whiz, one more of these. Okay. So the base is 3, right? That's the little subscript. The exponent, that's a 1. And what does it equal? It equals the argument, the remaining thing left. 3 to the first equals 3. Now, I use these boxes. Obviously, you do not have to. I mean, these questions were going from exponential form to log form, and now we are going the other direction, right? Log to exponential. But I use the boxes just to kind of help focus your attention, right? You got base, exponent, equals, argument. Okay, and so we're just filling stuff in as we go. Let's see. Oops, not that. Swipe up. Okay. Instead of swipe right, you swipe up. Okay. It's not that kind of site. All right, so we've got a logarithm. So our base is 6. Our exponent is -3. And 6 to the -3rd equals 1 over 216. Well, that makes sense because 6 to the -3rd, isn't that just 1 over 6 to the 3rd? Which, that is 1 over 216. Yeah, that does make sense. So these questions are looking for something like this when you type it in. So, okay, are we almost done with this lesson? I thought this seems pretty... We're done. Awesome. All right. Hey, talk to you in the next Swyk.